Hello, and welcome back to the August 2024 version of our activity review within the Achievement Hunters Incorporated Discord server. I am Bojake Horseman, alongside my co-host, LeftArmOfExodia.
We've got some new bits to cover, so let's get started.
Firstly, we are going to talk about achievement totals. There was a grand total of 251 games completed this month, adding up to a staggering 11,929 achievements all total. Keep hunting those achievements. Next, we are going to cover the upcoming Steam sales. For the month ahead, we have the Space Exploration Fest from the 2nd of September to the 9th of September, the Planes, Trains, and Automobiles Fest from the 16th of September to the 23rd of September, and finally the Turn-Based RPG Fest between the 30th of September and the 7th of October.
Moving on, we are going to talk about Completion of the Week. We've spoken to each Completion of the Week winner to get their thoughts and feelings on winning this. These are as follows. On the 4th of the 8th, Inspector won with Terraria. This was 115 achievements, coming in at 248 hours. This is what Inspector had to say. What's special about this completion to you? It was one of the first PC games I received for Christmas, and the completion has been a very long time in the making. What tips would you give to someone following in your footsteps? Don't speedrun Terraria. There is tons of depth to the game, and spending time learning how it all works will make your experience more enjoyable. I personally don't know half the recipes, and I still have to refer to the wiki on a regular basis. On the 11th of the 8th, Kerrigo won with Dead Cells Return to Castlevania. This was 121 achievements, coming in at 121 hours. Kerrigo answered the following. What's special about this completion to you? Definitely how much time it took me to complete and overall how hard the game was. You can't get these achievements by just playing the game, as you will actually have to grind the game in order to get them. I also feel like there aren't many other people who got all of the achievements, which makes it more special to me. What tips would you give to someone following in your footsteps? Take your time and take as many breaks as you need. If one achievement seems too hard, leave it for now and go to the next one. Using the custom mode will also help with certain achievements in addition to the time needed for others. On the 18th of the 8th, Oreo won with Dead by Daylight. This is 120. I'm going to try that one again. On the 18th of the 8th, Oreo won with Dead by Daylight. This was 258 achievements across a whopping 1,123.9 hours. Oreo had this to say on the matter. What's special about this completion to you? The fact that I've had the help of a lot of friends throughout it makes this game special. I can honestly say getting the achievements led to some really fun memories. What tips would you give to someone following in your footsteps? Don't do it, please. I went insane doing this. Genuinely, though, find some friends to help you with some of these achievements because they are a pain on your own. Finally, on the 25th of the 8th, Cos won with Arkham Knight. This was 113 achievements across 90.5 hours. Cos answered as follows. What's special about this completion to you? I've always loved the Batman games in general, especially the Arkham ones. When I started completing games, I knew that eventually this was one that I wanted to finish. Finally 100%ing it after so long makes me really happy. What tips would you give to someone following in your footsteps? For the free flow combat challenge achievements, which were the hardest part, take your time and expect to get hit by nonsense more than a few times. We are now going to move on to bounties. We currently have 0 outstanding bounties on the board. Completed bounties since the last episode are as follows. Streamer Life Simulator, completed by Gems. Blood and Bacon, completed by our own co-host Bojake Horseman. Arcade Game Series Pac-Man, completed by Cos. And the Convenience Store, once again completed by Bojake.
And now for the user spotlight. This month we spoke to Sir Crab and asked him the following questions. Why do you hunt achievements? He said, I'm naturally quite competitive. I used to be heavy into competitive games like League of Legends, Rainbow Six, and CSGO. It all changed when in February of 2023, I thought it would be really funny if I 100%ed Honey Pop, and I was immediately hooked. It allowed me to play all of the games I have ever wanted and find a purpose that fits my natural competitiveness. When asked what his favorite game or genre of games to achievement hunt in, he said it's honestly really hard for me to choose a favorite genre, as I pretty much enjoy everything equally except for visual novels, which there are a few exceptions that pass. But my favorite 100% is to 100% Metal Gear Rising Revengeance or Celeste. I've never felt a sense of progression like those games gave me. When asked what they're currently working on, they said, right now, I'm not super working on much for myself, but I am recording some games for my YouTube channel and seeing if I want to extend that effort over to Twitch. When asked if there was anything they were excited for in an upcoming game in particular, they said, I cannot wait for both Monster Hunter Wilds and Borderlands 4.
We now move on to a special section covering the latest big event within the server titled The 100. This was a challenge hosted by Larry, Rim and Milky, consisting of 100 challenges to achieve within any game of your choice. Examples included collect a coin, play a video/arcade game within a game, and many others. We spoke to Larry and asked him the following questions. What were your 5 favourite challenges out of the 100? He answered, get a kill in a game that starts with H because my real name starts with H. Fly into the sun because there's a lot less games where you can do that than you'd think. Kill a completely innocent person because it's always funny. Come in second and second to last place in a race because it's much harder than coming first or last. And finally, find an umbrella because less games have umbrellas than you'd think. We also asked Larry, what was the entry that you enjoyed the most? Larry responded, I'd have to say Inspector pulling out the Nintendo DS with whatever phone game he used, as I found that very funny. Though I do have to honourably mention Exodia, myself, selfie with the take a selfie with a cat challenge, even though I had to deny it because I didn't want anyone feeling any pressure to submit actual selfies. The final results of this were that Sir Crab came in first, winning $50 worth of games. AFAC came in second, and Inspector came in third, both of those winning a pick of their game from our sponsor Backlog. Honourable mentions also go to Crystal, who despite a late start due to scheduling issues, completed all 100 challenges, and our own host Bojake, who came in fourth. Additionally, if you would like to see some of these entries, Inspector and AFAC have created a supercut and we will link them below.
As always, our last area to cover is a little slice of life from your hosts. What are we currently working on at the moment, you may ask? Exodia is working on Baldur's Gate 3. This is a story-rich, party-based RPG set within the Dungeons & Dragons universe. Additionally, Exodia is counting down the days until Space Marine 2 launches on the 9th of September. I myself am currently working on coloring in pixel squares in the 4th installment of the Coloring Game series prior to the release of Coloring Game 5 in November. I'm also taking my Power Wash Simulator skills to the criminal underground in Crime Scene Cleaner that takes the cleanup role to darker levels.
And that wraps up this installment of the Achievement Hunters Inc. Month in Review. Want to be featured as next month's user spotlight? Have any suggestions for areas you want to see covered? Have any feedback for us? Please reach out to either myself or Bojake Horseman to talk about these further. Goodbye from me, and happy hunting.
Until next time, may RN Jesus bless your grinds.